How's it going, everybody? And I got the photos back of my son's crash. They were actually sent Monday, but it was in my spam. So I asked them about it today, and they resent, but said it was also in my spam, and there it was. It was just under a sender you wouldn't recognize. Lots of initials and so forth, not the usual FHP or anything. But excuse me, seeing the pictures definitely brought me down. It was very, I don't know, it was just a very horrible crash. And I don't think he felt a thing. I think there was a moment where I'm sure he was as startled as he had ever been in his life mentally for 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And then pain, suffering, either null and void, instantaneous, or just a matter of a minute or so. And then there's the other person, and you look at their vehicle, and it wasn't their fault. And so that's a very humbling, sobering situation, also. So, but it was something that needed to be done. I do see that where it took place, it was just out in the sticks, woods on both sides, but where his vehicle actually landed, there is um, a clearing to where one day, hopefully, when I go see my grandson for the weekend, on the way up or on the way back, um, I can get off of 75, get on 121, go down there, and park my car in that clearing where his truck rested and just soak it in. And at that point, that would be the end of it as far as closure with everything you can get your hands on as far as information. So, if anybody wants to see a few of the photos, and I know that it's coming from a good place where you're just seeking closure and you were close to him, so you're allowed to be curious, I would surely send them to you, you know. So if you were to ask for the photos from me, just make sure you're somebody, because I don't want to embarrass either one of us. But it would have to be close friends or family. Yeah. So anyway, let's get on with tonight's study and see what we run into, see what we find. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their God. Thankfully, we're no longer in Corinthians, so I don't need a New Living Translation because the epistles are epistle. And Corinthians was, especially Second Corinthians, it was quite the read. It did get very personal, confusing, as all of Paul's epistles are tough in the King's English. But the Gospels, 95% we can stroke right through it. And we're also, of course, in the book of Daniel, continuing on there in chapter 8. So, and many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their God. Hang on just a quick second. Sorry. Cooking, and I could tell I had to back off that burner a little bit. Okay. And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children. So we're talking about John the Baptist. See yesterday's study. Hopefully you're watching this playlist from the beginning. To turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and to the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. And Zacharias said unto the angel, whereby shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife well stricken in years. So as Gabriel's talking to him, he's not buying it. So because he's not buying, all by the will of the Lord, as every bit of this is scripted, and sheep love the script, they love the story, as painful as it is, and everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Lord concerning you. Zacharias, per the will of the Lord, balked at what the angel was saying, and the angel is going to make him deaf. I'm sorry, is going to make him dumb temporarily. And Zacharias said unto the angel, whereby shall I know all this? For I am an old man, and my wife well stricken in years. And the angel answering said unto him, I am Gabriel. Excuse me. That stand in the presence of God, and am sent to speak unto you, to show you these glad tidings. And behold, thou shalt be dumb, and not able to speak, until the day that these things shall be performed. Because thou believest not my words, which shall be fulfilled in their season. And the people waited for Zacharias and marveled that he was in there hanging out at a long time there in the temple. And when he came out, he couldn't speak. And they perceived that he had seen a vision in the temple because he wasn't speaking. For he beckoned unto them and remained speechless. And it came to pass that as soon as the days of his ministration were accomplished, he departed to his own house. And after those days, his wife Elizabeth did conceive and hid herself 5 months, saying, comma, end of verse and the end of the column. So we will move over to Daniel. And out of one of them came forth a little horn. So we're back to the Antichrist, the little horn of Daniel 7 and Daniel 8, which waxed exceedingly great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and the stars to the ground and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host. And by him, here's your abomination of desolation. It's in chapter 8 and will be in chapter 9 also of the book of Daniel. Magnified himself even unto the prince of the host. And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of the sanctuary was cast down, and host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of the transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. Abomination of desolation. The earth is supernatural at this time. Extremely so. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint which spake, how long shall the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of the desolation, to give both sanctuary and to the host, be trod underfoot? And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. I do believe this includes God's wrath. The great tribulation is only 3.5 days. And it came to pass when I, even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. I'm glad you're here. I feel better already as communing with his word in truth. The Holy Spirit is the comforter, and I have received comfort after doing this Bible study from what I witnessed today, and I needed to witness it. I requested it, I opened it, I ran to it just like I ran to his body and kissed his body on the arm. Head was covered, bagged, rubber glove on his hand, but I could tear away plastic with the approval of the lady at Kersey Funeral Home, and was able to see skin and kiss his arm. So there are those times that you just run to the situation to just gather the scope and sequence of everything. I've heard his voice on the cell phone right before it happened, as he was leaving audio messages and so forth. To what would amount to be his last girlfriend. So, throughout before the accident, and then I think right up to the accident, maybe even seconds before, or minutes. Very weird situation. There's baby pictures of my grandson when I would go visit. And a couple times I visited to see my grandson, and of course, my son and my grandson's mom. And they called me out on wearing the same shirt each time I came. They just kind of chuckled. They were like, "You wore that shirt last time." And there's pictures of me with my grandson, me wearing that shirt. In my son's situation, if you know what it was, it started to really change at the birth of his son. And it was due to pressure of being a father. And I still have that shirt, and I happened to wear it to work and was wearing it when my son passed away. That's a true story. 1,000%. I could still produce that shirt for you, and you would look at it and go, I could see that would be when you wear to work. It's in the closet and have not worn it since. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. I asked my son's girlfriend after his passing. They only saw each other for a little bit, but she was the last one that I knew that had seen him alive. And I spoke to her about that pressure that I felt that's where it came from. And she agreed because she felt the exact same. She had the same like condition. And she said that's a very real thing. So it's just interesting how everything just sort of works together. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.